Start of yet another turn here in Galactic Destiny. Grab some events and see what's going to shape this turn. Party of the People has produced a faulty drug and lost support. The Transcendent Mind Party gains all influence that the Party of the People gains from its sectors this turn. Great. Yellow is the Party of the People. Transcendent Mind is what? Blue. So that's going to be kind of an interesting shift. Influence, unfortunately, isn't that important anymore comparatively. Mainly because of the lack of campaign opportunities. Black Iron Party reduces all sector defenses to half for all of its invasions. Again, not a major factor. In most cases, we're seeing two fleets can do it, or 5 fleets can handle a fight pretty easily. This may allow them to launch 3 attacks instead of just 2. And now maturation. The Green Spiral must roll a die on each of its senators. On a roll of 1, they immediately join the Coalition of Stability. Okay, well, Stability is purple. And oh boy, do they need senators. This is great for them. It's only on a 1, but let's work our way through. Okay. We've got 1 thou going over. The question is, can they nullify this? They can't. They're going to give it up. But here's another question. Can they nullify one of the other die rolls? They have a twist of faith. Is this the result they wanted? This is probably the best they can get. They could force the entire thing to re-roll, but that's it. So, it's not the absolute best option, but it's good enough. They now have a new senator. Weakening green in this, and that breathes some new fresh life into the Coalition of Stability. Okay. But yeah, this other one, I'm going to have to keep track of when I grab the points. Let's see which sectors are going over, and I believe these are all going to be infestations at this point. 58. Way out here. Oh, I ought to count these and see how many points I have. It should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. We're talking plus 7 to the die roll. That means on a 2 it isn't going to be an infestation. It is, though. $22. It's an owned sector, which is always kind of painful. And 32. Green just lost. One that almost never happened. I don't think it has. No successful invasions. I think there have always been some, and it looks like there's always going to be more. Alright, well, we have these new infestations, and if those are defeated, there's the ability to campaign in them. Otherwise, there really isn't any campaigning ability except White's special status. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're at 8. If this isn't the last turn, there's a very good chance next turn is. So players have to consider how much they're going to feather their own nest, how much they're going to go for the win, and how much they're going to try to defeat this evil that afflicts us all. Seriously, you know, people who aren't very well, who don't have a very good chance of winning, probably don't want to really try to stop this. The people with a good chance of winning have been constantly saying, it's not really my problem, I think I can win. But it is their problem right now. And some of them may be in a situation where they have some reserve senator cards. They're not in this position like Purple's in, where they really feel like, I gotta win this turn or maybe I can't. I gotta win this turn or maybe I can't. So people in kind of a more balanced position with the strong victory points, but also a future, may be considering, let's get some of the chaff out of the way. Once Purple's out of the way, my chances of winning go up. Not because Purple's likely to win, but just because there's less preventing me. So I think that's something that people like red, yellow, and green really have to decide. Are we going to go for the victory this turn, or and chance losing? Chance losing for everyone. Okay, so I'll go to the administrative stuff and then move forward. Well, the senatorial phase went by fairly easily, actually. What we had was an initial bit of worry, but not much. Counted up the voting blocks, and yellow and blue had control. They decided to send the fleet here. Red was mostly in support of that. It's a little bit of prosecution, however. 2 people were prosecuted. I'm trying to see who, I don't remember, using the obviously guilty cards. Nobody had a crime lodged against them at the beginning of the turn from last turn, because we could invade for free last turn, essentially. So nobody had done anything terribly wrong, and there's no Minister of Justice, so there's no way to accuse people. So those cards came out, and in both cases somebody was fined, and in one, the Ministry of Interior was stripped from the blue player. Nothing really horrible there. $5 fine means nothing. Then there was a vote on how to distribute the fact that they needed to rebuild the Republic fleet. And there were 3 ships. Basically, everybody came to an agreement. Look, because the targeted, hey, let's hit the guys with the most planets, wasn't going to pass. And it was just, let's just put $1 in a system each. And that'll more than cover it. And everybody was pretty much willing to accept that. There's no one who's needs money terribly. Like Green Spiral is kind of low on money, and the blue is kind of low on money. But they can afford the $1 a planet. It makes people with more money or more planets a little bit have to face a little heavier costs. But this isn't the kind of thing that was going to swing the game, and they were just arguing about it too much. Red was kind of like, look, just whatever you want to do, I vote for it as long as it's reasonable. Whatever, even if it's charging 8 and above planets more. And Purple was kind of whining about it. I'm not doing that well. Yeah, well, you got tons of money, dude. But the agreement at $1 a planet seemed perfectly reasonable in order to get things moving. There are stipulations that allow somebody to call for a vote at any time, whatever. But it just seemed better to go for a fair solution. Set up the new ordering. The only thing that's switching around is these guys up at the top. They're the ones without any office. Big bone for yellow yet again in a row. Red and green have sort of the semi-advantage. White, of course, gets to go last and take that targeting if somebody's about to win. And that's what we're going to see. Whether or not, what players are willing to do to stop the threat. Right now the threat's at, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 planets. The one more that the Republic's going for doesn't do it. It's got to be at least one more than that if this is going to go over. And I think, unless, of course, somebody can win the game on this turn. And there are people who aren't far, Red has 8. Purple has 9, 4, 5, 6, 7, no, 8. These are people who could grab the game and win it, except for the simple problem that green or white is going to stop them. you might as well stop somebody from winning if you're going to lose, than just stop everyone from losing. And everybody seemed so altruistic at the beginning. Yellow going in against, blue going in against, purple against. Of course, they would all gain a planet from this, but still, they're committing a big fleet into that. Well, comes to red's choice, and hey, a lot of those easy ones are gone, and I need 2 to win, so I'll take 2 white planets out. I'm not committing a crime, man. Okay, that puts us on green, and green says, I am committing a crime. In fact, uses this senator to order 2 attacks on red. No admiral associated with the fleet. They're keeping mainly their big guy out for possible campaigning. But what's impressive here, hey, green can win with those. So of course white has to attack, and white attacks green. And chances are nobody's going to win again. But we'll see. We may get some more growth. It's possible there will be enough failures. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 of these planets being attacked. We were at what? There's 1, 2, 3, 4 others. We were at 8. If at least 2 of them fall, and that's pretty likely, the game will not end early in next turn. It'll have to give people another shot to win. So let's see what we get. And we'll be starting with the yellow, so let me count what the battle dice bonus is. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wow, the people who did corruption kind of hurt everybody. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. It's going to be 7 extra dice, which means that these attacks are not as sure a thing as maybe they seemed like when they were first rolled. Alright, we'll come back. And the wheel keeps turning. Things were mostly successful. Yellow, however, had a failure. Definitely an issue there. And we see, red moves into purple's territory or something. Green moves into red's. White moves into green's. It's just this circle of grabbing the other person's stuff. Well, what we're in now, let's see. Red's at 9. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, they're at 8. Purple's at 9. But here's the thing. There's 1 planet left to be campaigned for. Purple can't play in that. They've got a huge amount of influence. Now, granted, that's not enough to win. It's only 99, right? Because everyone else's influence would be thrown against them, conceivably, if they were going in there. Of course, they could shoot senators and such not. But for the most part, the influence against would just be, tremendous. And that's kind of their big gain right now, is they have all this stockpiled value compared to everyone else, although blue has significant stockpiled value, and they actually can take it. What are they at? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now again, if they were going to win, they couldn't take it. It's getting that 10th that's impossible, right? Purple may be looking at, no, they can't win the electoral victory because they only have 1 senator. You need 5 to win that. So they've got this kind of harsh position. And in fact, it's becoming really unlikely for anyone to win that, just because the total number of senators is down pretty low at this point. All right. Of course, they have 5 right now, so they could conceivably take it. They have 4, plus they could build 1. But let's see what else we have. We're going to do the campaigning at this point. Everybody can get involved in this one. And white can go pick a campaign anywhere they like. Which, again, it's the situation where they don't really want to campaign against other people because they're fairly low. And they don't even have a very good chance unopposed. Alright, well, we'll see what turns out from that. So for the elections, white managed to get their territory, but didn't manage to save enough money to remove any of the corruption tokens they have on their characters. It's kind of a problem they have. They need to spend everything they got to just stay even, just because they're such a good target. for everybody else's actions, and they don't have a lot of power. Now, the fight over this, everyone except purple was involved in it. Well, white wasn't either. Blue said, hey, I'm putting $10 in. That's your price to play. And some people kind of dropped out. Red and yellow dropped out at that. Although, yeah, they're both low on cash. Green, who isn't that far behind, said, okay, I'll put 5 in, and I get an extra die because of my corruption. It just worked out about even to them. But blue rolled amazingly well. They beat everybody there easily and ended up getting this province with its special ability. And that puts them up to what? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Up there with the leading players. I think purple has 9, but they can't do anything very much. On to that last end of turn admin and bookkeeping type stuff. And then we move into yet another turn. And it just, keeps going.